people, and welcome to the Jennifer Diamond channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Diamond, and I'm a certified plant-based nutrition coach living a whole food plant-based lifestyle for health and well-being. And it literally, I mean it, gave me my life back, and it can help you with yours too. So I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I love sharing with you about how I live and healed through a whole food plant-based lifestyle with exercise and so many other things. I really believe living this way can help or heal you as well. So give it a try. So I would like to say hello and to everyone and just check the chat. I want to also tell you, go ahead and say hello in the chat if you haven't, and tell me where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, you can still comment and ask questions. I always respond as soon as I can. So I just want to say hello, Jill Caperton, 1568. Hello. She says, waiting patiently. And also, I've been curious about persimmons. Well, I am glad that you're here, and hello to everyone else. I do see other people here, but if you want to actually interact, go ahead and leave something in the chat. And anyways, welcome everyone regardless. So, okay, I do want to talk to you for a minute. Before we get started, I just wanted to give you an update on the aquafaba whipped topping that I made last week to go with my fully whole food plant-based pumpkin pie. If you watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you missed it, you can watch the replay for that under YouTube and go under lives, even though it's not live anymore, that's where it will be. And there was a question about if it could be frozen, the aquafaba that I turned into a whipped topping. Can it be frozen? Because I was saying, make it right fresh. And if it was frozen, would it still be good after thawing? And I had said that I'd never tested it. So when we got off our live, I went ahead and tested it, and I wanted just to share quickly the results with you today. So, okay, I froze some of it. And when I removed it from the freezer, it thawed pretty quickly. It did separate. And then when I re-whipped it, it was so great. It worked. And I was able to save it and use it on Thanksgiving. Well, that's when I thawed it. So we didn't again put it back in the freezer, just the one time. But I didn't end up making any more whipped topping. I just used what I had here already made, and it was a big hit. So if I could say anything about it, I would say that it might not peak as well as when it was like very just freshly made. It needs to be whipped, with patience. So like, whip it with the electric beaters for, a good 6 to 8 minutes or so, and you will be pleasantly surprised on how great it holds up. Thank you for that question. I believe that was asked from Mona Arendt at the time. So anyways, and she's here. Hi, Mona. Glad to have you here. Glad to have everyone here. So how was everyone's Thanksgiving and long weekend if you celebrated? Ours was great. We actually did a huge chore. And we cleaned out a very dirty, dirt and cluttery garage. And boy, does that feel good. So I just wanted to let you know that's what we did. I just need a sip of water. Okay, thank you. What did you guys do? Anything this weekend? Let me know in the comments. All right, on to today's topic. We are exploring a favorite fall fruit, persimmons. I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever tried persimmons before? Go ahead and tell me in the comments there. They're beautiful, they're sweet, they're packed with nutrition, and they are so totally underrated. If you've walked past them at a grocery store thinking, what do I even do with that, right? Then today is your day. So we're going to talk about what persimmons are, where they come from, their nutritional benefits, how to enjoy them, and maybe make a recipe or two today using them. So stay tuned until the end because you're not going to want to miss that. So let's see. Todd, check the chat. Has anyone tried persimmons before?
No, but Jill has had her salad.
Oh, good. That is great. I am glad. Well, you can still let me know if you've tried it or not. And I'll ask you then, Todd, have you tried persimmons before?
Not until today.
Not until today?
And still not yet today.
Actually, you have tried them. You probably don't remember.
I have. I meant that's what I said.
But it must have not been everlasting effect on you.
I don't recall.
And Jackie is in the house. So glad to have you here. So here's another question for you guys then. Oh, before we get to the question, Todd just said, let's see that there is a comment here. Jill Caperton, I used to make persimmon cookies, but never really tasted the persimmon itself. Interesting. Cookies. I like that. I wonder if they were super ripe or if there were other ingredients that maybe were stronger. I don't know. But one thing that maybe, I don't know if you have a dehydrator. I've never tried this, just thinking off the cuff, having like a piece of dehydrated persimmons to put on top of the cookie when you bake it. I don't know. I wonder if that would burn or not. Anyways, that's something that's really great. Okay, here's another question for you guys. Can you guess how many varieties of persimmons there are? I don't know. At first, Todd was saying, well, we'll talk about that answer in a minute. Okay, so in the meantime, what are persimmons? The persimmon is an edible fruit. They're all right here that grows on trees. We're going to show you an image of a persimmon tree. It grows on trees like this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine having that in your yard or access to that? So botanically speaking, they're technically a berry, I guess, because they are fleshy fruits that develop from a single flower. Did you know that? With a single ovary and content seed that is inside the fruit. Okay, so you saw the tree. Now, the persimmons have been around for thousands of years. They originated from East Asia, especially China, Japan, and Korea. And they were brought to the United States in the mid-1800s. Seems like a lot happened around that time. I'm always talking about the 1800s. And today you'll see them grown in California, parts of South and Arizona. And that's especially from like October through January, which is why I'm seeing them so much in the store here in the United States. So the word persimmon actually comes from Native American tribes. So it was the Algonquin. There are words that I've been practicing and will just keep trying. Algonquin tribes of the eastern United States that gave persimmons its modern day name, right? Persimmon is derived from the Powhatan word, pessimon, which that all means dry fruit. Now, I don't have all the varieties, but I do want to show you an image. Here's a picture of some of the varieties. I don't know if you guys have seen some of these before, and we're going to talk all about it, but I thought, gosh, I really want to just show, since I can't buy all those varieties here, I would like to be able to at least show a picture. And so I see in the chat, Jill says, I've only seen two. I can guess what two they are, the most common two we're going to talk about. And, you know, so the answer is from our research that there are actually 17 varieties of persimmons. But you'll most commonly find the one or two at your natural grocery store, like I think Jill has shared. You may be able to find some of the others at Asian stores. So Fuyu and say it.
Hachiya.
Yes, Hachiya are the two most common varieties, and both are from Japan. Now, there are a few others that I thought were fun that I wanted to mention. Maru persimmon. The Maru persimmon is also known as the chocolate persimmon. And of course, I had to mention that one because I love chocolate. And the reason why is due to their luscious brown interior. Do you want to go back for a minute? Because we did have a picture there on the bottom, and it's listed as a different name. I guess there are lots of different names, but anyways, you can see the interior in that picture. Okay, thanks, honey. So there's another one I wanted to mention is the lotus persimmon. The lotus persimmon is native to Southwest Asia and Northern Europe. And it also goes by the name date plum. Also caught my attention because I love dates and plums. And the name date plum is due to its taste. And so that was interesting. And then another one to mention is the Hayakumi persimmon. And that's known as the brown sugar persimmon. And that variety is a non-astringent one with like an oblong shape. It's similar to that of like the Roma tomato. Okay, so I want to show you some of the persimmons that I bought. I have them all right here. So we have the standard Fuyu persimmons. And those are, let's see, I've got them mixed up here, but let's see, no, right here. These are them. Not all of these. Let me show you which ones. These are the Fuyu. And the reason why they're called the Fuyu is because they're like squat, round ones that are shaped kind of like a tomato. So these are all the same. And they're firm, crisp, and you can bite into them like an apple if they're ripe. Now, the Fuyu persimmons aren't as sweet as the Hachiya, which we're going to talk about in a minute. The Hachiya are these right here. So these are kind of a taller acorn shape. Ones like this one, the Hachiya persimmon. You know what? That's really funny. Like I think of, how do you remember this? Hachiya. 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 Doesn't it sound like you're sneezing? Honey?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. That's one way you can remember. The Hachiya, they must be fully soft. I mean, really, really soft, like a water balloon soft, or like jelly before you eat them. You know, sometimes you might find some that look bruised from people touching them in the store. And if they're hard as a rock or really, really firm, then you don't want to eat them. That would be too early. What will happen is they're pretty bitter tasting. And some people say that it will leave your mouth feeling like you have cotton in it. Very disgusting. And I actually had that experience before. And my way to describe it would be that I felt like it left a film on my tongue and the inner cheeks. It was more of like a chalky flavor, very unpleasant. So you got to make sure that you're dealing with a really ripe fruit. But once they're ripe, they'll turn into a pudding-like experience that is like mind-blowing. They're so good. Okay, so I found some other ones in the store and I got them. These right here, let me move this as my little thing. These are in this package here, and they're called the sweet pumpkin persimmons. And what's different about the sweet pumpkin persimmons? Well, they are a variety of the Fuyu persimmons. Did I say Simmons? Persimmons. They are a variety of the Fuyu persimmon. They have a high sugar content and a flavor that's reminiscent of like pumpkin and cinnamon, and are a bit smaller than the classic Fuyu persimmon, is what I understand. The sweetness makes it a great substitute, right? If you're looking for pumpkin in a recipe, such as like a puddings or pies or tarts, and especially when you pair them with spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. So speaking of cinnamon, these right here are called the cinnamon persimmons. It says right here, cinnamon persimmons. And I'm going to show you what these are kind of soft. See, look at these. They're also known as the hayakumi or the Howard's amagahi. I'm really challenging myself today, you guys, with these words. And that means hundreds of flavors in Japan. I thought, wow, how beautiful. I'm going to have to try to say that. The word is a Japanese term for the edible persimmon fruit, and are also a variety of the Fuyu persimmon. So this so-called cinnamon variety is named for the sweet flesh and the dark speckling that you are supposed to be able to find inside, which is reminiscent of cinnamon. So they're prized throughout Asia as a goma or dark fleshed variety. They are often softened or cured in alcohol fumes. Interesting. And when it comes to the persimmons, goma is a Japanese term that refers to persimmons with dark speckles or brown flesh, resembling black sesame seeds. Da, 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 da. Isn't that cool? So that's kind of what I've got here. Now, was there anyone that guessed how many varieties there were?
There were no guesses.
There were no guesses. Okay. So anyways, let's just check the chat really quick and see if anything's going on here. Okay. They're just talking about those cookies. And I did try one once. Mona Arendt 6384 says, I did try one once, but it was hard and I thought it would be soft and sweet. The ones I had never softened. Interesting. Yeah, okay, that's not good. And you had them for 3 weeks. Wow. So maybe start over with getting ones that are closer to being ripe at the store if you find some. You know, I kind of had a mixed bag here, and I tried purposely to find the different places throughout the ripening process, and we'll definitely talk about. So, okay, I want to make something with persimmons. So I'm going to show you how to make a persimmon chia pudding, and we're going to start it now, and then it's going to sit in the refrigerator so we can talk about some other things about persimmons while it's chilling. Has anyone ever made chia pudding with persimmons? Okay, so let me know. Now, I do want to say that you could do this a few different ways. Let me just pull up the recipe here just so I make sure. Okay, so you can use any persimmon you want. I'm going to use the Hachiya. Well, I have this one that's really ripe that we could use also. But anyways, let me make some space here. And what we're going to want is just a few things. I mean, chia pudding is so simple. So the different ways you could do it is you could dump everything in a container like this and just take the persimmons and put it in there and smash it with the fork, whatever. Or you can put it in a bowl. You could even blend it up first and then, you know, put it in the container. And when I say blend it up, that would be, I'm saying like 3 different ways. So, okay, let's redo that again. So you could do it in this container, kind of take the persimmon and smash it in there. You could do it in a bowl in chunks, although or take a fork to really smash it and then scrape it in here. Or another way you could do it is in the food, like a NutriBullet. This way you'll have the chia seeds, so they won't, here's chia seeds. If you're not familiar with this, is omegas. These are great. You can blend them so that it's more like a powder. If you don't, these will absorb and get like gelatinous and jelly-like. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put it in here in this bowl because I want you to be able to see it. And I have, okay, let's start with the superstar here. So let's choose one. And I want to talk about the ripeness of all of these. Gosh, they're so amazing. I kind of feel like we should let's just do this guy, okay? So we don't want to eat this paper. You see this? And it's not really paper, but it feels like paper because it's all dried and shriveled up. You can cut that off. You can take a knife and just cut it. Or you can do like me and you could just like break it off. Or you can even take a spoon. Let's see if I can do it with a spoon and just kind of scoop it out if it's ripe enough. Oh yeah, I even just started it. So look at that. Ready? And you just pull that right off. Now, there you go. So you're not really wasting anything. It smells good. It's pretty good. This is definitely ripe. This is what you want. It looks ugly. Let's take a minute and see. I mean, look at it. It's like so ugly. It's like dented and squishy. I mean, look at this. Look. Can you see that indentation there? I mean, most people would be like, that's rotten. But it's not. It's perfect. You could have eaten this sooner. You can eat the skin. You can also ditch the skin. So for the recipe for this time, I think I'll just probably scoop it out. Well, let me just scoop it out because I want to show you. Look. Now, something else I want to tell you is sometimes there are black seeds, and we're going to talk about that later. But the reason I'm bringing it up right now is because there's a seed in this one. I'll be darned. Can you guys see that? Don't have that in your chia pudding. Get that out of here. So you just want to scoop out all the flesh, all this inside. Yummy for your chia pudding. And I think a super ripe one is the best because you can just, have it really be a pudding, right? Now, I was thinking maybe I would put the skin in because you can eat it, but I think I'm just going to have it nice and thin. Let me set this over here, rinse my fingers, okay? And that is, let me grab so look from one of them, I got that much. So, and this was a small one. And now I'm just kind of smushing it in here. And that's what I mean. You can leave it chunky, whatever you want, okay? I just think that would be kind of good. Okay, the next thing we're going to add are 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. And that was pre-measured, so we're ready to go, right? I'm also using some soy milk. And I have a half a cup here. I think we're going to also have the recipe tomorrow on our website, jenniferdiamond.com. Check it out in case you want this and you don't want to write it. So I'm adding the soy milk, and that was a half a cup. And of course, double the recipe if you want more. But I'm just making a small one today. And then we also have so that was soy milk. It was unsweetened. I make a lot of my milks. You can use any plant milk. You don't have to use the soy. Use what works for you. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and optional, I just love vanilla. So I'm adding some vanilla bean powder. You don't have to. And that would be a 1/4 teaspoon. And vanilla bean powder will leave little like, what do you call it?
Flecks.
Speckles. Flex, yeah, and that's okay. So I'm gonna just pour that in there, and that's it, you guys. Now, I was thinking of making this overnight because it should have like 2 hours or so up to overnight to really get great results. But I figure it's also going to work this way too. And so what I want to do is mix it up really well. I'm going to pour it in that bowl. We're going to put it in the refrigerator for 5 minutes. We're going to have Todd do the timer. And then we're going to mix it one more time and then leave it in there for as long as you can up to overnight. And then when we take it out later at the end, you can serve it chilled. You can put walnuts. We're going to put some berries on top later, and we're going to use blueberries. You could use, I mean, I actually would have really liked to do raspberries. I do have strawberries. I could have done that. I just like to think of the bright colors. So, you know, whatever works for you. And if you didn't want to do the dark chia seeds, you can do white chia seeds, and you don't have to do the vanilla bean powder, so it will change the color. So, okay, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in. Yeah, look at that. And so there you go. That is like one serving. You got a whole persimmon in there. And I like every little last drop of the goodness. The goodness. So the vanilla, you know, I think that could change the flavor of the persimmon. So, you know, that's why it's optional. We love vanilla. I put vanilla in so many things all the time. So Todd, would you go ahead and set a timer for 5 minutes? I'm just showing that this is what it looks like. I'm going to just also, let's see, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. And then in 5 minutes, we're going to stir it. And then we're going to be good. Let me just put that right there. Okay. Whoops. All right. So, you know, simple recipes. Everything doesn't always have to be complicated. So that's what I like about that. And then we will come back later and worry and deal with the blueberries. All right. Now, Bernadette is here. Hi, Bernadette. Welcome. Okay, so I want to talk about the nutritional benefits of persimmons because there's a lot to be said about them. Oh my goodness. So persimmons are packed with nutrition. Like one single persimmon gives you about 6 grams of fiber, which is over half your daily vitamin A as well. So 6 grams of fiber, over half your daily vitamin A, plus vitamin C is in here, vitamin E is in here, B6, vitamin K, manganese, potassium, right? They're also loaded with powerful antioxidants like the carotenoids and flavonoids, which support everything from your digestion to your immune health, to your heart health, to your glowing skin, right? Oh my gosh. So here's a question. Did you know that persimmons were this healthy for you? I would like to know. What do you think? Okay, and there's something really fun. Persimmons are one of the highest natural sources of, it's called shibuya and catechins. They're types of polyphenolic compounds like tannins. Those are found in plants, and the compounds are known for calming inflammation and feeding the good bacteria in your gut. And they're most notably in persimmons and green tea. I thought that was interesting. Persimmons also shine when it comes to your heart and metabolic health, right? The combination that we mentioned earlier, the fiber and the antioxidants and the minerals like the manganese that we talked about and the potassium, they help support healthy blood pressure. They help reduce oxidative stress. They may lower LDL, which is our lousy or bad cholesterol, over a period of time. And for your eye health, persimmons are amazing. They're rich in beta carotene and other carotenoids that protect our vision, support the brain function, and even help with things like night driving, which I, have some changes, right? I don't feel as comfortable driving at night. Depth perception. I have like something on my finger. Let me just wipe that off. Balance is another one. And hand-eye coordination. So your body converts the beta carotene into the vitamin A that happens in the liver, which is essentially not only for your eyes, but it's also for immunity, your skin, even your bone health. And you all know, if you watch me, how important strengthening my bones are. Wearing the weighted vest, always trying to improve my bone health. So this makes persimmons an extra special fruit in my world. Thank you. So when you enjoy a persimmon, you're not just eating something sweet and delicious. You're giving your body a whole package of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and gut-loving fiber and anti-inflammatory goodness. I mean, it's really that's just wonderful. Okay, so did anyone mention anything about if you know that persimmons were this healthy for you? Why don't you answer that then, Todd?
I did not know.
You are a man with many words. Okay, so how can you tell if a persimmon is ripe? We have an image. Can you want to put that picture up, honey? Not that one. That's a fun one too. So, this isn't the greatest, but you can kind of see the green one, then yellow, then kind of light orange, darker orange, and then more of like a tomatoey reddish color. The first thing you want to do, and you can leave that up there for a minute, is check the color, because the fruit should be a deep rosy orange color. Why do persimmons turn back time? Hold on a minute. Did you
It's
just
5 minutes.
Oh, it's 5 minutes. He did. Okay. All right. Pause. You can take that picture off. Let me grab this. We'll just take it. I wish I had finished my sentence first, but that's okay. Can you take that picture off for a minute? I was like, what are you saying to me? Okay. Anyways, we are going to we took this back out. I'm sorry. I feel all scattery today. And we're just going to mix it. See, it's already, look at 5 minutes. It's already thick. And what if you didn't do this step? So what? It's fine. The reason why I like to do that step real quickly is because sometimes if there isn't a lot, like the persimmons, I think is thick, so it helps it. But sometimes the chia will kind of go towards the bottom. And this way it's starting to get gelatinous. And so we can mix it up and just kind of get it to stick all over, but it did its job. So let me stick it back in the refrigerator and we're going to get back to talking. I want to mention about the outside sometimes can turn black. Let's see. Look at this. Look at that. Just, you see that? And I've got another one here, whoops, can you see that? So this one isn't black all the way around, but it was like, why is that? Why is that? So it can turn black sometimes, and it's due to sunlight exposure, right? Or a chilling injury if it gets too cold, and that causes an enzymatic oxidation, this phenolic compound in the skin of the fruit, right? And another thing is high humidity. High humidity can also lead to black spots from a fungal infection called beauties cinerea. But the spots are usually harmless. And they don't mean that you can't or you shouldn't eat them unless they're like totally rotten, but that would be with any food. And so when I get these, if I find a really beautiful one and it's got some of these spots, you can cut it off. And anyways, that's a little bit about that. So you also want to check the firmness, which we did talk about a little bit already. When you buy persimmons at the grocery store, they're usually very firm, and like some of these are pretty firm, which won't give when you kind of squeeze them. The more ripe, the better the flavor is going to be. Okay, so once they're ripe, then they can also go bad very quickly. So you want to pay attention to them as they're ripening up. Because if you find that it's ripe and you don't get to it, well, get to it. And I will share about different ways to store it later. The Fuyu persimmons, like this one here, these kind of flat ones, these over here, the ones that we put into that chia pudding, these are non-astringent, and they can be eaten like a firm, like a firm apple. They can be eaten like an apple, but you can also let them soften slightly. I like the softer texture, so I prefer kind of like on the overripe side, like this. These, this just looks so good to me. And why? Because it's soft to the touch. It kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually, you know, like an indentation. Look at that. So, okay. So before we move on, did you say there was a question here, Todd? Oh, I see.
Bernadette wants to know what they taste like.
What their flavor is. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to taste it. It's different. Well, it's also a little bit different per type or variety. So I'm not going to get into that just yet, but I will get to that. I promise. I promise. So I just wanted to also, while we're talking about this, the Hachiya persimmons, on the other hand, those are the ones that are like this, these acorn ones that we talked about. These are astringent, and they must be very soft if you don't want them to be bitter. And they should be squishy and feel like they could burst at the slightest touch. And we do have a few of those here today. So I'm excited about that. So if it's firm or yellowish or partially yellow or a light orange in color, then they are not ripe yet. They're getting there because they're not green either, right? So just let it ripen you can let it ripen on the counter at room temperature for a few days. Sometimes it takes longer than a few days. 3 weeks, I think, is a bit long, which is what Mona had shared. So you want to have it have some give to it. I can't stress that enough. Very soft and deep, deep in the color, that this orangish. I mean, look at this. The difference in this color and this color, you know. Oh, this one still has a sticker because I didn't wash it yet. You see that? I don't know if maybe it's better to be seen down here. Anyways, there, and of course the varieties are going to change the color. I didn't really find any that were really yellow to show you, but we can go back to that picture if you want, Todd, and just see. Nope, not that one. You like that one, don't you? There we go. So you can see again, just to show you, you know, that one at the bottom, that's the really nice ripe one. And as you go up, that's less and less ripe. So, and we mentioned this already, that the skin is also edible. So when they are ready, like I said, you can actually bite right into them like an apple. But don't eat this paper, like I said, that's like a stem, the stem part where it was attached to the plant, to the tree. You should be able to tear them open, and we did walk through that already. If you want to cut them, you can cut them up and just, you know, cut it off, and then look inside. Inside, they should look like a tomato, but they're nothing like tomatoes. So we can go ahead and cut one of these guys and just kind of do that. Let me take this sticker off and wash this one. I did not wash them all. I washed some of them. And I'm just going to rinse it nicely. Now, is this the ripest one we have here? No, but it's pretty good. Look it. I showed you how to cut it nice. I'm going to do a few different things here. I'm going to take a bite like an apple. Let's see how this goes. Oh man, this is a really good one. How does this taste? She asked. What is the flavor? Kind of reminds me of papaya. Okay. It's this mild papaya flavor. Oh my gosh, that's really good. Okay, now I am also going to show you how, if you don't have a knife and it's ripe enough, you can literally tear it. You can tear it. I hope I don't make a big juicy mess, but I want to show you that you can. Oh yeah, I am. Let me get a plate or a bowl and put it underneath so I don't get everything a mess. Because this is really interesting, right? Here, look at that. You can just, you see that? And I didn't take the top off yet. But I mean, look at that. So this is ready to go and is really good. And I really want to take another bite, but I won't right now. So I'll just put this here and maybe we will use that one. So hopefully that answers your question. Wasn't that Bernadette's question about how the taste is?
So can you describe it as something other than papaya? Because Jill hasn't had papaya.
Come on in here and try it and tell me what you would say. And I know I just tore this apart. This skin is definitely, not as soft, but if you could taste a little bit of the skin. Yeah, there he is. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I got
No, keep going. You're doing great.
Okay. So, it's kind of a mess. Let me get a spoon if you want or whatever.
Okay. You can just man through
because
it.
Papaya is it's not cantaloupe. Papaya to me is this very mild, soothing, melony flavor. And cantaloupe doesn't take it to that level, but I don't know what else does.
Let's find out.
So here you go. See, and there might be okay.
I'm just gonna dig in.
Yeah, and then you'll have to taste the skin too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's kind of creamy.
Creamy, yes.
It's a good creamy texture, but it's also juicy. So it's kind of this wet, creamy.
Try the skin because the skin is like apple skin. It's not creamy. You got to chew it. It's firm.
It's sweet. It's mild. It is very papaya-like.
Papaya. That's the only thing. So what else would you use?
But it's really sweet.
Well, he's enjoying it. Look at this.
I'm doing research.
Okay, good. Just make sure there's no seeds or anything in there in your bite.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spoon it, right?
No.
I mean, if I didn't all, kind of mess this up, you can eat this like an apple. So this is a great travel
really
food.
Good.
You like it?
It's surprisingly good. For something that looks like this, it tastes actually really good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very good.
But yeah, it's not. So it's kind of like a sugar sweetness, but it's not like.
It's not sugary.
It's not sugar. It's a very mild sweetness.
It tastes to me like I know this is going to sound, however, like a hug, like a mild hug of flavor. And I ate a lot of papaya when I was at True North. And papaya is really soothing for people and healing for people with cancers.
Yep.
And so that's why I feel like it's a hug, because it reminds me of that. But I do like the flavor that you talked about. Are there any other fruits that you could think of that would come close to that?
No.
See, cantaloupe isn't it.
No, cantaloupe is melony. This is not melony.
So that's
Jill, you're gonna have to get a papaya to understand what this tastes like, or get one of these to figure out what a papaya tastes like.
And make sure it's right. Make sure it's right.
So buy one or the other.
Well, thank you for coming in and help me with that. And so, and so that was really fun. Okay, I also, so we talked about you can ripen them on the counter, right? But I've also heard, and I have not tried this. I would be interested if anyone wants to try this. Maybe I will try it because I have so many right now that are not ripe. But I've also heard you can take a pot. This is kind of a big pot, whatever, just a pot. There's nothing in it. I'm just going to open the lid, right? Empty pot. And I've heard that you can take, well, this one is ripe, some non-ripe ones that you want, right? And put them in here, however. Okay. So I want to show you what I have. I just have them in a circle. Well, now that I tilted it, they're not in a circle. And then in the middle of the circle, let me put these again. You can add some apples. Okay. You put the apple, you can do one apple. One apple is probably enough. Two is fine too. also, let me see. So, you know, and it doesn't have to be pretty, but the apple in here, and then you put the lid on. Okay. The apple can help because the apple releases a natural gas called ethylene, and that will help ripen the fruit faster. Okay, so that could mean, and I'm not going to keep this in here because we're using these, but I just wanted to show you, for example, and that could mean 5-7 days. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's not something that'll happen overnight, but it's one way that I heard. You could just, like I said earlier, put it on the counter. But if there's a way to encompass it with the apple, that might be a nice way to go. And I like the pot idea, and it doesn't have to be, like I said, this big of one, because they're going to be getting soft. Like when I think of, oh, do I put it in a paper bag or something? If somebody moves it around and it's getting ripe, you know, it might get smushy. But, you know, whatever works for you, okay? And the reason that I said 5 to 7 days is because it depends on the ripening, depends on the size of the fruit. So you got to keep that in mind when you're planning to purchase some, right? And then just see, you know, like if you're ready to use it versus, you know, you're going to need it in a week, you know, you can kind of vary because you're not exactly sure. Now, what if you have a ton? You know, somebody that has a tree, or you bought a bunch of them and they're all ripe now. Oh my gosh, and I'm not going to eat them all. You can freeze them. You can freeze them. What I would suggest is you have them nice and ripe. You detach and get rid of the stem. And then you can, if they do have any of the black, like we saw, you know, me personally, I would cut that off, or any imperfections, I would cut that off. You can leave the skin on, and you can just cut them in half, and then look inside because you don't want the seeds in there. And then you could cut them into quarters, and you can freeze it that way. You know, if you do find the seeds, then you're going to want to take the seeds out. So that's why I would suggest cutting them before you freeze them, because you're going to want to remove it. Another thing you could do is you could scoop it out. Like maybe it's so ripe, it's not even, you know, cutting it is just a disaster, right? Like the one that we just kind of scooped out. You can scoop that one out, and then you can blend it up if you want, or mash it up. And then you can pour them into whatever kind of measurements you want, and have them for all types of dishes and recipes. And you could put them into like ice cube trays, or if you want to measure, I always like to measure and put it in my food saver bag. So a half a cup or a whole cup or whatever, because when I want it for a recipe or something, I want to make sure that I know how much is there, so that I don't have to figure out, okay, now it's frozen, right? So you can freeze them. And I want to share some of the delicious ways that you can use the persimmons, especially the hachiya and the fuyu. Fuyu, like fool you, but it's not fool. It's F-O-O. It's not how you spell it. You spell it F-U-Y-U, but pronunciation is like F-O-O. Fuyu, Y-O-U, okay? So Fuyu and Hachiya is really the right way. If you are having trouble remembering, maybe those are fun ways. Okay, so some of the delicious ways that you can use those guys. For the fuyu, they're really good in salads. You can make salsa, slicing it up for like a snack plate. Throw it in a grain bowl, right? You can put it as a topping on your oatmeal. And if you have it really soft enough, like I had it, you can, like this can be used to spread, use it like jam, anywhere you would put jam, even, I don't know, whatever you put jam on. You could put it in smoothies. That would be delicious. The hachiya, that one is the acorn looking one. And this is really good for puddings, chia pudding, although today we used the other one just because it was so ripe. I wanted to use that one. You can blend this one into sauces, sweet dressings, naturally sweet, right? We could do the nice creams with this. And the reason why this is a better choice for the chia pudding is because it is usually sweeter than the other one. But I say do what you want. If you can't get that one or whatever, if any of them I think will mix with any of those ideas. Now, persimmons have a natural sweetness, and that's what I love, because that means no added sugars, and you don't need to add sugars. Forget the sugar. This is natural candy, okay? So I thought it would be fun to make another recipe, and I could get complicated. And you know what? I decided today is not the day to get complicated or fancy. I could have cooked something in the oven. I mean, I thought of a lot of different things, and I decided let's make a super simple salad. Okay. And not the salad recipe, but the chia recipe. You're not going to put that one on the website. Okay. So yeah. And the chia one you can find tomorrow. It's not there right now. Tomorrow, if you are watching this as a replay, it might already be tomorrow. Go to my website, thejenniferdiamond.com, and you will find it under recipes. You can also sign up for my newsletter there if you haven't already. And so let me pull up the recipe. Okay, and then I am just going to clear it. Are there any comments or anything, Todd, that's going on here?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to just make a little room, and whoops, I'm just going to bring this over here. This is not making room, is it? Okay. So yeah, it's really surprising how well that tasted for you, huh?
Yes, having never had one, and seeing them in the stores, and wondering, they look like tomatoes.
You
right?
really
So
don't
kinda
remember, yeah.
Don't know.
We have bought these lots of times, but I guess I don't know, maybe you didn't try it when we had it at home. But that's okay, because now you can. All right. Yeah? Okay, so this salad is a super simple salad. I just want to find a really ripe, ooh, I think I might use this one. This is the one. Either of these. Maybe this one's really smushy, so I don't know if it'll slice very nice. This one's almost it, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. The recipe is for a simple salad, and what we're going to have is we're going to have about, whatever you want. I say 2 cups maybe, give or take, of arugula or spinach. I have both here because I hate to make a choice. And it's not that I hate, I have a hard time. So it's like, well, why do I have to choose? Just put them both in there. So we've got 2 cups of arugula and spinach together. And then we are going to set this aside because, and we're going to bring it back in a minute, I want to slice up the persimmon. And we're going to have persimmon in there. We're also going to have pomegranate seeds and avocado and some cucumber. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to give this a quick rinse again. Okay, just a quick rinse. And I'm going to just try to take this top, whoopsie, and it does sometimes crumble, and that's okay. You don't have to use a spoon. You can just scoop it out, but I'm trying not to bust the whole thing. Here we go. Oh, come on. Yo. See, so that's one way you could do it. And like I said before, oh, here it goes. It works better maybe with my hand, or you can cut it. You can just cut it out. That'll work too. And maybe that's what I'll do with this little piece here. Da, 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 da. I'm kind of going in a circle. Some people, they just cut the whole piece off, like you might do with other fruits. Okay, let me get rid of this. All right, now I'm going to cut it open. Don't let any of the little pieces of that top, it's not edible, that papery stuff, so you don't want that. So we can just cut it. I'm going to cut it right down the middle. And this one kind of looks like a tomato inside. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, this one has no seeds in it. So that's really good. And then I'm just going to slice it into like, you can slice it any way you want. I'm just going to do like little slices like this, like I would do maybe for an orange or an apple. And you want to use the whole thing, Now, I'm leaving the skin on this one. And oh, and there is a little bit of the black. Well, maybe I'll just cut that part off. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it. Why not? Because it's got all kinds of goodies in it. But I did not check before. I should have checked about the black part. Oh, well, I do have a little. I'll just take it off. So now, I don't know. Do you want to taste that and tell me if there's any difference in I mean, I could taste it with you. You don't have to cut it off. I just think aesthetically, it might not look
I like the quart taster.
Yeah, show everybody what you're trying.
The black part.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
No. It's fine.
It doesn't have a different flavor at all. So you could leave that on there. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
And so you have, these slices here, or you could even dice it. See, this one has a little bit of the black. I'll leave it. You can dice it. So look at this. And it's interesting. This is the same persimmons, and one side looks a little more firm and a little bit less reddish than the other side, but they taste the same. So just for variety. See, look at that. You see that? Beautiful. And then you also have these slices. Okay, so that's pretty much the most work that you're going to be doing for this. Unless you buy a pomegranate and you have to take it out. You can also, carve those open and you can get the seeds out yourself, or you can buy them already done. I do both. And so let's bring this back. So you have your bed of salad. And then I'm going to get my scraper guy. Where is he? Da, 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 da. And I'm just going to start adding things. So I have a couple of these little Persian cucumbers that I just put on here because I like the crunch. And so I have 3 little tiny ones. Just do what you want. There's no real right or wrong to this. You just do what you like. And then we're going to put in the persimmon. So if I had the slices, I might put it in kind of like this pretty, to give it like a nice pretty design. Look at that. See? Or, if I just had these here, which I'm using my hands. I love using my hands and playing with my food. You could just sprinkle this throughout, but since I'm using both ways, I'm going to just kind of do this little mount in the middle, just because I think everything looks pretty when we look at it first. That's how we get excited and the saliva glands start going. Let me rinse my hands again. Oh man, love a good salad. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of these pomegranate seeds. So just to go over, I did 2 cups of the arugula and spinach, a whole sliced persimmon. And we used the Hachiya, right? The sweeter one. And now I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of pomegranate seeds. Look if there's something I'm putting in here that you don't like, maybe you don't like pomegranate seeds, then pick something else. But isn't this festive looking, especially around the holiday season? And, I really do want to use the whole thing. But you could even sprinkle these on first and then put the persimmons on top, okay? So it kind of gets mixed in. Maybe I should have done that. So you can do that. And then I want to add a little bit of something else, a little fat. So I've got an avocado. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up this avocado. And I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So let me move a few things here, including our beautiful superstar salad. All right. So how I do avocados is I cut them down the middle. I like the avocados with the little buttons in place. I've done a long time ago, I did a video on all about my avocado if you're interested in how I do that. Now I'm going to just cut up the smaller side. You can use about 1/4 of an avocado, you know, up to as much avocado as you want. But I'm going to just slice it in here inside the skin, and just kind of, I'm going to just do it like checkerboard. That's how I do it. Now, if this was the side I was going to be using, if this is ripe enough, instead of taking that knife and, you know, doing that danger to our hands, you know, you could certainly try to do it that way. But I would recommend, if it's ripe enough, you just push. And I don't want to do it now because I'm not going to eat this. It will brown. But if you push out the seed when you're ready, if it's ripe enough, it will just fall right out. Okay, in case you didn't know that. Now I'm going to bring this guy back here, and I'm just going to scoop some out. Okay, just scoop. I don't have to use the whole thing. I kind of like 1/4 of it, you know, just, but look at that. Let's see. And then you just kind of just sprinkle it about. It gives it such a beautiful color. Okay, and so how simple is that? This is your salad. I mean, I'm talking that's making it take so long, but it's really simple. And then if you want, you can do a little cracked pepper just to make it a little colorful. And I like lemon or lime because well, the persimmon does have vitamin C that we talked about, but I also like a little lemon in my salad. And you could even place the lettuce, put some lemon, mix it, and then put this stuff on top, or mix it in with the pomegranate seeds. And then there's no real right or wrong reason. What I am looking for is my, oh my gosh, this thing is the best, you guys. This is my lemon squeezer thing. And, what do you want to say about this? I don't know. Not much. Just kind of.
It squeezes lemons.
It squeezes. So you don't have to do this. I just like to do this. It's considered my salad dressing. You could do as much as you want. You know, I'm not going to do the whole thing. And then you could eat it just like this. If that's too much, you can use one of these California balsamics. I have 2 here. These are the premium white balsamic and the premium classic balsamic. Do I want it to be see-through and not really see it? Do I want a little color? You know, so decide which one. This one is a little sweeter. And California balsamics, if you're not familiar with that, I think we have an affiliate link for that, don't we? Yeah, so where could someone find that? On my website?
We'll put it in the show notes after we're done here.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and you see this little thing? They sell it at California Balsamic. You probably get it anywhere, but my son got it for me as a gift. And it's just great because I can not worry about, you know, spilling too much. And then look, you could just do this. Da, 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 da. Look at that, ready to go. Now, I can do the dark one if you wanted to see. You let me know if you want to see how thin the line would be with this little top. What do you think? Should I do that? No? Todd says go for it. Okay. So let me do that. And I would normally, well, I will. I'll just rinse this out.
So you're using lemon juice and balsamics. Jill had asked, what kind of dressing would you use with fruit in a salad? Are there other options that you would use?
Yes, but if you like a cream dressing with it, you can do that because some people, but I wouldn't mix it with the fruit. I would mix it with the lettuce first. Like if you wanted to do a cashew-based, you know, dressing. I really like the, you know, something simple like this, the lemon or the balsamic. You don't have to do both. You could do one or the other, or you can even make something. You could take a little bit of balsamic and you can take some fresh garlic or garlic powder and maybe a little mustard. I like the stone ground mustard or Dijon, depending on what's in the ingredients, and kind of mix that up and just make that. That would be really good on it too. The thing is, with a lot of the flavors, you don't want to overpower this salad because it's a sweet salad, and I really want to enjoy the persimmon. And so that's why I like to just do just a little something. But don't be afraid to try anything. If there's something that you like more that you would put, go for it. And you could even take some of the lemon, if that's too much for you, mix it with a little bit of maple syrup, just a little in a separate container, and then sprinkle it on top, as the dressing. Not sprinkle, but pour it on top. But I wouldn't do all of these. You could do one or the other. I'm just kind of doing this to show you, and hopefully that answers your question. And this is just what it looks like. See how, look at that. Isn't that pretty? These lines, look at that. And there you go. I mean, I didn't even cut up the lettuce. I washed it when I got home, set it out, and it was ready to go. You can chop it up. And so there you have it. So, yeah, any other questions? No. Okay. Oh, you just ordered one. What did she order? Oh, you did? Oh, did you send her our link or no?
I'm guessing that's where she got it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I think you will enjoy it, regardless of if you got it through us or not. It is the most amazing lemon press squeezy thing, because I have some other ones. I have this one, just a side note. Okay. I don't like it. I don't know. I used to love it because it was the only one I had. But then once I tried that one, my grandson gave me for my birthday. And I thought, okay, it's amazing. It's amazing. So anyways, let me know what you think about it when you get it. Okay, I am going to taste this. I'm going to take the chia pudding out, and we're going to taste everything. How are we doing on time?
We're good.
Okay, so here's the chia pudding. And what I'm going to do is, let's just move this out of the way. We've got lots of stuff going on here. Let me just move some of this out of the way. What I want to do is I'm going to try the salad first. Did you want to try the salad with me or?
Sure.
Okay.
That's kind of the best part of this job.
Okay. So now I didn't toss anything. I literally just sprinkled it on top. And so go ahead and make sure you get, okay, I'm going to make sure that I get a little bite of everything, including the greens, which I love so much, and an avocado. Oh my gosh. So, just so I can have the full effect.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a mouthful.
Ready?
This will be fun. Ready, go.
Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot of flavors, but it's really good.
Mhm.
It doesn't taste like a green salad, like that
So
punishes you. It's really good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think you had this side where it was I don't know which side.
I'm getting
you
the
had.
peppery from the arugula also.
Oh yeah.
That's on the back. Really, really juicy. The persimmon was really sweet on the front, and then everything else kind of came in midway through, and the peppery stuff on the end. It was amazing.
Now, how do you think that it tasted with the skin? Because the texture and the taste of the skin is different than just the inside. Kind of like
it didn't bother me.
Plum, a plum when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked the inside of the plum, and I didn't like the outside of the plum, even though you could eat it because it was so tart, some of them.
Yeah.
So this is a different flavor. And if you're good with it, it's delicious. Go for it.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
If not, you can take it off and toss it in here in these chunks.
I mean, the skin wasn't any
oh my gosh, I got to try one more.
harder to eat or more difficult to eat than, the spinach.
Yeah.
I mean, the spinach leaf, it's basically the same consistency.
Yeah, I was going to take another bite, but you know what? No, I'll wait because let's do this one. But I do want you guys to see that. Okay, so here's the chia pudding, and I went ahead and washed some blueberries, and so I would say here it is. Just
I'm staying for this.
Blueberries. If you like it, you can go ahead and add walnuts or any kind of, like, if you want to get some nuts in there, you can. If you're a cinnamon lover, which I know you're not, I don't know why, but I love it. You might want to sprinkle a little cinnamon. If this is too dark looking for you, add the strawberries or the raspberries or even both. Mix. The berries are delicious. And so let's go ahead. I've got a spoon here because we're not sharing this with anyone else. We can
do that.
We can do that.
Okay.
Don't try this if you're having company. Use fresh silverware.
Or just don't tell them.
No, you go ahead, really
Okay.
deep, dig in there, and make sure you get some of the
Oh, it's
persimmon.
like way down in there. Okay.
Well, no, it's all mixed, so
Oh,
it's the
okay.
same.
All right. Well, I'll just get a big man
You're
bite.
gonna get a big man bite. Okay, here we
Good.
go. Ready?
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Do it.
It's so mild, I don't really even taste it because of the vanilla. So, and I said that could happen. So if you want to taste it more, it's a very mild flavor. You could skip the vanilla bean powder, but what do you think?
I like it. I mean, I would totally eat this whole thing, but and I just might. But no, it's really good. I would not have guessed that there's persimmon in there because it just doesn't happen, a really big flavor in that.
Yes.
I'm getting more of the vanilla and more of the berries.
So another idea, let's try it really quick, is taking some of the fresh persimmon instead of the blueberries.
All right.
And just
I like
this
where
one.
This is going already.
Yep. And let's just slice some up and put that on top.
Okay.
Since that's our star anyways.
Let's play with persimmon.
Just thinking about it. And I'm trying not to, I don't want to have the skin because this one is kind of a really kind of a mess.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't do this one because this one can just be eaten. But I'm going to go ahead and take out the blueberries just because. Let's try something new.
Or just put a spoonful of chia pudding on there and then put that on top.
Yeah. I mean, there's no rule, right? So you want me to just scoop this on top, you're saying?
Just get it here. And then put some of that on top.
Oh, look at you. And what I would do is, go ahead, try it.
Okay.
I would decorate the top of this and tell me what you think now. Because now you can really taste it. Maybe that's a better way to go. But whatever you like, you can do it.
And you really get, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the vanilla in there.
Yeah.
I think the persimmon is sweet enough and creamy enough that
I'm just taking this off.
That tasted really, really good and really sweet.
Oh, heavens too.
You should try that.
Okay, I'm going to try it. So I put one chunk in, I took out of the salad, and then I also took one that's kind of smushy, just to, I don't know, just to do it. So here I go.
Yeah, try that.
I like it with the persimmon on top.
Yeah, I would ditch the vanilla and put tons more persimmon.
And I wouldn't ditch the vanilla.
And it pains me to say that because I love vanilla.
Yeah, so it's your choice. Do whatever works for you. But I think, I'm changing my mind about the berries. I think I'd have the blueberries on the side. Yeah. And I would put the persimmon on top because that really tastes good.
Let the persimmon shine.
Yeah, and I like the color of it, you guys. So look at this.
All right.
Or you can do both. I just did a mouthful of both. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this has been really fun. I want to just make sure that we don't have any other last questions, which it doesn't look like. All right, my beautiful friends, that is everything, or most things persimmon, what they are, where they come from, how to enjoy them, and the 2 simple and delicious recipes that you can start using today as long as you have ripe persimmon. And before we sign off, I would just love to know if you're interested in trying either one of these persimmon recipes that we made today. And if so, which one are you going to try first? Let me know in the chat before we go, or in the comments if you're watching this as a replay. And if you've enjoyed this live on persimmons, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with a friend who loves fall fruit. You can always stay connected with me at thejenniferdiamond.com for recipes, coaching, sign up for my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter and inspiration and different things. So I just want to say, like I always say, don't forget to eat your greens, guys, and give plants a chance. They will not disappoint. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so, so much. Bye for now.